Hello and welcome again to this edition of Phi TV. I'm your host, Brad Swanson. We're coming to you just a few blocks from Florida's capital during the 2022 Florida legislative session. We are joined by none other than my friend, Christian Miner, who is the Executive Director of the Florida Juvenile Justice Association. Christian, welcome back to Phi TV.
Thanks for having me, Brad. I appreciate it.
All right, so how are things going at FJJA and post-COVID? Where's everything stand with you guys?
Things are going good. We've brought back our policy bill. I know last year we discussed it here. This is the Juvenile Diversion Program Expunction Bill. It's Senate Bill 342 and House Bill 195, respectively being carried by Senator Perry and Representative David Smith. They brought him back. Last year, as you know, the bill was vetoed. The governor had some concerns. He has a difficult job between striking the balance on providing second chances in public safety here in the state of Florida. So we've worked with the governor's office, stakeholders, and law enforcement, and I think that we have a bill that everyone's going to find palatable and that we'll get across the finish line this year.
Now tell us, remind our viewers what the bill does.
So this bill, essentially, when a child would complete a post-arrest diversionary program for a felony offense, say the kid commits a minor mistake, a state prosecutor will go, he doesn't deserve to go ahead and have a permanent record that's going to impact him the rest of his life, impact opportunities to get into school, serve in the military, even sometimes get housing.
Prosecutorial and judicial discretion, is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, they have full discretion. So they refer a kid to one of these post-arrest diversionary programs. The problem is, as the law is currently written, when they complete that program, their record's not automatically expunged. It stays on their record till the age of 21, where after 5 years they can petition the courts. And you see these young kids, when they're going and trying to matriculate onward into different things, again, job, military, school, it's an arrest that is impacting them from moving forward in their life on a charge that was ultimately dismissed. So this bill would just go ahead, it's a small little tweak, it would allow them to automatically have their record expunged. There's about 26,000 kids here in the state of Florida that are waiting for this to pass, and I view this as a workforce development bill. You know, here in the state of Florida, we rely upon our workforce, and this just provides about 26,000 opportunities for these kids.
Really, this allows for somebody to make do something against the law, but make a mistake. They see the error of their ways, and then this allows these kids to basically say, okay, they get this, if you will, they get out of jail not free, but they get out of jail to do the diversion program. And then they can carry on in their life and not have this hang over their heads. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, we've worked with our law enforcement partners this year, and I think we have some language that they're going to be really comfortable with. The bill is moving. It is at its second stop, final stop on both sides, essentially. So yeah, we're getting it there, and we've just had a great coalition that's helped work this issue.
All right, let's talk about the upcoming legislative reception that's coming next week. We've got everybody coming to town that are child and juvenile advocates, participants in helping these kids transition in the next phase of their life. What's going on next week?
Yeah, February 2nd is Youth Success Days. We have it every year during Children's Week. Unfortunately, last year we had to move it online due to COVID, but we're looking forward to having everybody back in person as we honor this year's youth ambassadors. These are wonderful kids that have come out of Department of Juvenile Justice programs and gone on to do great things.
Honoring caseworkers and the kids as well, right?
Yeah, and the kids as well. We have our Service Excellence Award winners. These are direct care staff that serve these kids directly and have gone on beyond the call of duty. So we're looking forward to having them up here.
Well, that's going to be a great week. It always is. We look forward to coming by and hearing about these amazing leaders in our community that help these kids on to the next step, and then seeing these kids and what they've done with their second chances, if you will. It'll be great. All right, so let's talk about, as the Executive Director of FJJA, what's the one thing you want our viewers to know about the good work that your members do?
Really, I think it's about the direct care staff. It's the people that are serving these kids. I represent the providers, and we work in partnership with the Department of Juvenile Justice. We represent about 70% of their system. It's privately contracted. And these are people that are overworked, they're underpaid. We're dealing with the same staffing issues that you're seeing statewide, in the medical industry, so on and so forth. But we have to remember that these are people that are in charge in someone else's kid. And if we're not retaining them and we're not paying them and investing in them, how are they going to go ahead and take care of someone else's kid when they might have a hard time taking care of their own family? So that's one of the big issues that we're also tackling this year. We're incredibly thankful that the governor's included pay raises in his budget for these workers. It just shows a continued investment not only in these staff, but in the outcomes of retaining them, because that's directly tied to our kids and their success.
Well, I can tell you that when we're at the Capitol working on our issues, we see you are ubiquitous around the Capitol, advocating advocating for these frontline caregivers, if you will, towards Florida's kids that need this help. So thank you for all that you do for this population of kids in Florida's care, if you will, and we'll look forward to seeing you up at the Capitol testifying for your good issues.
Thank you for your continued partnership. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming on Phi TV. Thanks, Christian. Thanks. That's all the time we have for this episode of Phi TV. For more great interviews like this one, make sure you hit us up on our social media feeds. And for now, thanks for tuning in.